Hello, ladies and here we go. Raw week 11. I did upload Heat like 2 days ago. Sorry, I was supposed to upload Raw yesterday. This gets difficult after a while. By difficult, I mean I get lazy after a while. Anyway, AJ Styles 1-1 in non-title action against Alex Shelley, your Intercontinental Champion, in the main event of Raw. But hold up. Came with pain backstage, ladies and gentlemen. Silas Young Irish whip to Sami Zayn. This is kind of surprising here. Now, Young brutal assault onto Zayn with the chair, and now what a hell of a way to kick things off here in Raw. Not even able to announce like anything else further, but Silas Young attacking, spit in the water right to the face of Zayn. What disrespect to Sami Zayn, but Zayn, see what they're saying. They're getting the upper hand here. And now to a Dragon Sleeper, Sami Zayn not going to let Silas Young have the last laugh here. In this backstage assault, Silas Young not doing so well here, but using anything he can find to his advantage. Right there, Sami Zayn. After nailing that suplex now, and now Young trying to crawl to safety, trying to crawl away from Zayn. Irish whipping him right into whatever that was. And now just a clothesline for good measure. Silas Young, his plan on attacking Sami Zayn, kicking things off here in Raw backstage, completely and utterly backfire with. But now let's see what they're saying. He kind of did connect with the big boot onto Silas Young, so I guess you could say that's the hula kick. Anyway, now Sami Zayn not gonna let Young do any further damage towards him. Now Young trying to escape. He's gonna jump off the ladder with the glass pane. Yes, he does. Barely lands on Sami Zayn. He did get somewhat of Zayn, and now Sami with the camera, not gonna use it though. Now Silas Young, headlock, let's go Zayn. And now Young, Silas Young, trying to run for safety, trying to run for cover. Taunting Zayn before, and now Silas Young escapes without any further harm done to him by the hands of Sami Zayn. So definitely a surprising way to kick things off here in Raw. Wasn't even able to continue about the whole number one contenders thing. Now I gotta do this whole triple threat. Anyway, Rick Rude versus Ken Shamrock versus Rick Martel. Ladies and gentlemen, triple threat action to kick us off here in Raw. All three's men debuting here. Ken Shamrock, Rick Martel, Roush, Rick Rude as well. As we got Shamrock. Before that, we got Rude, and now here comes Rick Martel, ladies and gentlemen, who shall win this triple threat. Definitely, gets their first win, and then the two superstars who don't get their first loss. So we shall see debut action here. Shamrock immediately going through that table by Rick Martel. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, AJ Styles, number one contender for Bobby Lashley's WWE Championship. He did win a Battle Royal to become number one contender, while Bobby Lashley did, of course, win the triple threat to become WWE Champion. Dating all the way back to Week 8 at the Live from MSG pay-per-view when he won the triple threat against Roman Reigns and WWE Champion at that time, CM Punk. So, odds stacked up against Punk. So, what happens? Lashley gets those better odds. But anyway, now, of course, Alex Shelley, he is your Intercontinental Champion. He did win it at the Fail 4 Elimination match at the Live from the MSG pay-per-view against Apollo Crews, the Miz, and MVP. MVP, of course, your number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, so you know that he's going to be lurking around somewhere in the corner to see if he could try to do any further damage to Alex Shelley before the matchup at the Raw pay-per-view, which is Sealed Fate. So, yep, that is a custom name. And, well, just to make... Now, of course, the name does not sound all that great for pay-per-view, but to add in a little bit more flair to the pay-per-view, the Sealed Fate, because it is official, the Sealed Fate pay-per-view will have a wheel of matches to decide the stipulation. A certain one-on-one matchup if it's a one-on-one matchup, a certain tag team matchup if it's a tag team matchup. They'll have different stipulations for that. It could be tag team elimination. It could be a Simu Teams matchup. It could even be inside steel cage. It could be an Inferno. It could be Pacific Weapons, stuff like that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, definitely some great options, endless options as well. So definitely gonna be a great one. Along with each one-on-one matchup, most likely gonna have a different match type, and if not, well, definitely different specific furniture or weapons. All in one matchup. Like the same of one. We could have like an all tables matchup. We could have an all chairs matchup. We could have even a TLC matchup if we get lucky with the wheel. But we are going to spin the wheel at random. Whichever one we get for a tag team matchup and whichever one we get for a 1-1 singles matchup on the first attempt. We are going to use it, and I am going to pre-record that before I actually do the pay-per-view. So for each matchup. And then after that, we add in the order. For example, the first matchup will have the first thing the wheel spin down, whether if it was a tag team matchup, that would be the first matchup, or a one-on-one singles matchup. And Ken Shamrock making Rick Martel tap out, ravishing Rick Rude, not able to save in time. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Shamrock wins this triple threat as he is the first one to get his win in his debut match up against, well, his debut matchup here on Raw. Anyway, now, next matchup, we're mainly moving things over here. Second matchup, as we're going to have the Callaghan Death Machine, Sami Callaghan, going 1-1 against this man, the man you, well, saw not too long ago, Silas Young. Not looking all that damaged up from Sami Zayn, but you gotta know that he's definitely feeling the effects after for when Zayn just did a comeback on him. Silas Young trying to attack Sami Zayn, trying to make a statement perhaps. Not fully working. I see right there the Callaghan Death Machine. How deadly Sami Callaghan is. The double underhook power driver right there. Playing Silas Young right on his head. That explains how deadly this man Sami Callaghan is. Luckily enough, he's not in these dirty brands. He is here on Raw, along with the last real man on earth, or at least so in his mind, Silas Young. Definitely some great ring of honor type talent in Silas Young. Definitely some great CCW type talent in Sami Callaghan. So, or Solomon Crow, whatever you prefer to call Callaghan. And so now Callaghan probably going to absolutely destroy and demolish Silas Young. At least that's the accurate one. But remember, Silas Young actually defeated Brian Cage. But Brian Cage did forfeit his matchup against Young. So we'll see, is Callaghan going to do that? I will very much be surprised if Callaghan does that. I was very surprised when Brian Cage did that, to be fair. Brian Cage, of course, he did have a matchup against Zack Ryder on Heat, the Raw pre-show. Of course, Heat, SmackDown, Heat Velocity and Heat Velocity ML, of course, pre-shows for both Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. So that's that, I guess. And now Silas Young, couple strikes to Callaghan, to a leg strike submission. So definitely not gonna make Callaghan tap out, but it's gonna try to wear down the, I guess, say somewhat heavyweight big man that is Callaghan. There he is. Brute force could definitely face off against the likes of some of ECW's monsters like Braun Strowman or Abyss. So definitely Callaghan could square up with those, and he will not have one single ounce of fear. Matchup between him and Pentagon Dark with Raw versus ECW definitely could be one in the books someday. I see right here Callaghan. Missile dropkick to Silas Young. Couple strikes now. Young on dream streaks here. Has him up the back suplex. And now Young gonna try to crawl back to his feet, in which he does, probably feeling the effects of the rebound Sami Zayn took of Silas Young's own attack. And felt sane. Saw it coming a mile away probably. And I don't know how that could be possible for him to see it coming, because that was very unexpected. But Sami Zayn did fight back against Silas Young. Young decided to scurry away shortly after. Sami Zayn was not booked to have a matchup here on Raw anyway, but Young, he was booked to have a matchup against Sami Callaghan. Ironically enough, both of them are Samis. Sami Callaghan, Sami Zayn. So, ironically enough, to be fair, but you know, I just realized that it's kind of a coincidence that both of them were named Sami, so we could have changed it to Solomon Crow for Sami Callaghan, but nah, keep him as Sami Callaghan. Not gonna change him to Solomon Crow. Same wrestler, different names. And now Silas Young hooks the legs right there into that Lion Tamer Chris Jericho type as either Bay suplex. Bay or heavy suplex. Silas Young upper hand on Callaghan. Now look at this Callaghan Death Machine on a roll here. Nails tornado DDT. Could go into a pin, but he's not going to. Doesn't decide to. But Young able to escape of whatever Callaghan trying to do. And kind of vice. Young's feet slightly away from those ropes. Going further and further away from those ropes. And now can a Callaghan Death Machine, that is Sami Callaghan, make Young tap out? Answer is a no. Spin punch from Young. And now Silas Young slap to the back of the head. Sami Callaghan, he's dazed now. And now Young has him plunger. Silas Young, very impressive showing here, but now see right there, Sami Callaghan, the brute force, the toughness that Sami Callaghan does possess. Camel clutch, but that is a rope break for Silas Young. And so, small package. Young, he could pick up victory here. No, only one count. Young definitely would have had the victory. I felt like Young could have at least gotten a very close 2 count right there. by trying to get a victory against Callaghan with that roll up. Definitely the element of surprise definitely catches you off guard. And so definitely effective. At least in the hands of Silas Young, as much of a sneaky competitor as he can be. Sneaky underhand tactics. As he catches Sami Callaghan, but Callaghan counters with a DDT. Able to transition into an MMA style submission hold, but they're not able to fully keep it on. Anyway, now nails the moonsault. Kind of surprising that you see Sami Callaghan doing the moonsault, to be fair. And now Young has him. Off the ropes goes Callaghan, and he stops dead in his tracks. He saw what Young was going to try to do, trying to do a grapple off the Irish rope. Try to set him up for something, but Callaghan saw that mile away. He was able to stop, and now German suplex. Silas Young ran around his back, rolling over to the back of his neck, probably in the back of the head, probably got an impact as well. But there goes Callaghan off the side kicks from Silas Young. What a matchup this is so far, surprisingly. Back and forth contest between these two men. I really thought Callaghan was going to have the upper hand from the get-go of this matchup. Surprisingly, now see there, Silas Young simply taking down Callaghan with the, I guess I wouldn't say that's a spear type maneuver, but it was some of a takedown. Putting through the steel steps. See there, has him right there, planting him down. Callaghan immediately getting up, no selling that. Callaghan just didn't feel it, and nails the swanton. Sami Callaghan immediately with the kick up. Sami Callaghan. The Callaghan Death Machine is on a roll here against Silas Young. And now Young, you gotta think, he's gotta be thinking too, what is gonna take to put this man, to put this machine, this Callaghan Death Machine, as a matter of fact. That is Sami Callaghan, but now Callaghan misses the moonsault now. Silas Young, though, gonna try to do something. Never mind. Anyway, now, pretty back and forth contest, like I said. So, you gotta think. About 50-50 the odds are to see who wins the matchup now, I guess. Anyway, now Young, at this point, he doesn't have the advantage, but now takes down Callaghan to the mountain, punches, ground and pound. Couple punches, Callaghan counters. You definitely wouldn't want Callaghan throwing some jabs and strikes on you. Easily break your face with probably one punch. Now into a sharpshooter. That's Sami Callaghan, and he has it on, has it locked in tight. On to Silas Young. Young gonna have to tap out here. Makes it to the ropes. Okay, quick skip. It doesn't even matter because, you know, just a quick skip because interruptions, stuff like that. Anyway, so, going back to the action now. You gotta think Young definitely struggling here against Sami Callaghan. You gotta think that if Callaghan is to get his hands on championship, or at least that's if he is able to get a shot at the championship, definitely, or any kind of championship, as a matter of fact, on Raw, or who knows, any our brand, if once we ever have the, which we are gonna have the Superstar Shakeup, we just don't know, don't have a certain timeline yet. It's not gonna be coming out that soon though, because you know we just actually restarted. It's only on week 11, so yeah. Anyway, now you gotta think Callaghan will make a great champion. But you gotta think Silas Young, definitely. If he's trying to prove something to Sami Zayn, gonna have to do something against Sami Callaghan. In which, if Callaghan does defeat Young, you gotta think Young gotta be, Silas Young got to be thinking of how difficult it's going to be to defeat Sami Zayn. If Young is even trying to challenge Zayn, he did scurry away, but you gotta think Zayn definitely not gonna forget that. Zayn did get the last laugh. Both these men super exhausted. DDT from Sami Callaghan, nails the moonsault shortly after, and now Silas Young definitely feeling some effects of that backfired backstage assault that he tried doing on Sami Zayn to kick off the show, but that's probably not the case of how much strength filled Callaghan has. Let's see there. What a nasty bump off the ring apron Silas Young took, landing right in his head, immediately getting back up, and stunner from Callaghan. Okay. That's surprising. Come on, pin him, Callaghan. Pin him. No. Sami Callaghan most definitely had a victory off of that stunner. Not going to pin him, though. And now Young just going to get punched in the back of the head for a show. It was a punch straight to the back of the head, especially from a man with such a strength as Sami Callaghan. And he could throw some straight jabs very easily. Cut you wide open, probably. It was bare knuckles. Impressive that he just easily knocked down easily knocked down Young from the back of his head. It was just a simple punch to the back of the head, Sami Callaghan. But now this is having a very bad star rating because these are two created characters. But, you know, whatever. Having a very difficult, well, very, 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 just bad star rating, to be fair. Anyway, now this match has been going on for a bit. This is only our second matchup here in Raw. Of course, 5 matches on every show for Raw, SmackDown, East. I see we got the backwards turnaround from Callaghan. I feel like Callaghan could have just gotten the victory, like, many times this matchup, if not like 4 times this matchup, if he just bothered to go for the pin. He's not bothering to go for a pin. And now, because of this, Silas Young definitely just going to try and go for a pin off a big move that he does to Callaghan, and he's going to probably get up the victory. Callaghan's going to do something, the brainbuster, easily, but now Young not going to sell that. He is busted wide open, though. He's been busted wide open for a couple moments now, probably going on into a couple minutes, I don't know. But now Silas Young definitely trying to fight back here against Sami Callaghan. Callaghan, Death Machine, steady as ever with the brainbuster. Pin him. Come on, Callaghan, you idiot. Just pin him. Pin Silas Young. This is a weekend, Silas Young. Silas Young was taking a whole lot of damage from Sami Callaghan. Callaghan's been doing, now of course what they've been having somewhat of an even back and forth contest. Callaghan has been doing, he's now made this to like at least 80 to 20% at this point in the matchup, with him leading against Young. So Callaghan at this point, he is just gonna have to pin Silas Young or make him try and submit. That's not what Callaghan is trying to do. He's trying to savor the moment here. But now Young easy could get an easy victory with any type of sneaky tactics. That will be a work break for some periods just because the leg motion to the back suplex near the ropes. That's why. Although it wasn't touching it after, but okay. Anyway, now Callaghan trying to get a victory here against Young. Now Silas Young off the ropes because Callaghan has him up. Nails that power slam. Silas Young leg drop. Couple stomps into the triangle chokehold. But now Callaghan just gonna get out of that simply. Callaghan like he didn't feel it at all. And now sharpshooter to Silas Young. And now Young, he surely gets out of that into a figure 4 lock. Nice transition. As Silas Young could make Callaghan tap out. Nope, never mind. Back and forth contest going into the next couple moments in his matchup. As see there. And now hit with the weight. Does Silas Young hit Sami Callaghan? That will be a disqualification. Sami Callaghan wins this matchup by DQ. Silas Young using the flaming weight. So, ladies and gentlemen, interesting turn of events right there. Sami Callaghan picking up the victory against Silas Young due to Silas Young's disqualification. So, you gotta think here. Is Young man enough to face off against our wrestlers such as Sami Zayn? Because he did attack Zayn, and you gotta know that Zayn just definitely, most definitely, is just not gonna forget about that. Let's see what they're kick things off here for match 3. Magnus against Christian. Christian, he is still a part of the Brood. He's not a major part of it as Vampiro is the newest member, but Vampiro, Christian, they're out to doing some singles action. Because Edge and Gangrel for the Brood, they are the current Raw Tag Team Champions. The Freebird rule for stables does not count. So any 2 random members could hold the titles will not work out. So, for example, Christian will have to hold like any other title here in Raw, so like either the Intercontinental, the WWE, or the X-Division Championship. Well, Vampiro could either hold any of those 3 options that I just named as well, because Edge and Gangrel, they are the Raw Tag Team Champions. So here now, Magnus, of course, he definitely has gotten some opportunities there. Christian using the knife against Magnus, trying to kill him. We all know he's a vampire, but ladies and gentlemen, we're supposed to go backstage, and it is Sami Zayn. So let's hear to what he has to say. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. If you were able to read that in time, Sami Zayn laying down the challenge to Silas Young at the Sealed Fate pay-per-view, as most likely expected, due to the fighting warrior spirit of Sami Zayn not coming back down from challenge. He wants Young to finish the job that Silas Young started. But now, if Young won't finish the job that he started, then Sami Zayn, sure as hell in his mind, will finish the job that Young started. But this time, he'll finish it, vice versa, to the person that actually tried to start on Zayn himself, and that is Silas Young. So, ladies and gentlemen, that matchup is confirmed, and here we go. Rematch from Superstars, Tyson Kidd and Sheamus once again on Superstars, of course. Sheamus did defeat Tyson Kidd, so we shall see if Tyson Kidd could get some revenge here. your last matchup, your fourth final matchup, but before the main event right here. Now Sheamus. Nothing fancy here, just his typical brawler type style against the amazing highlight reel type athletic ability of Tyson Kidd. But now, of course, Sheamus easily could win this matchup. Easily could just break Tyson Kidd in half. My bad, I kind of struggled there. But how about that end into the Christian and Magnus matchup? Christian having nothing to do with Magnus. Christian, he's been called the weakest member of the Brood. He's been called the weak link of the Brood, and so due to this, Christian just getting frustrated, mainly attacking Magnus. And Magnus, of course, remember, he is the bad guy as well. He is the heel as well, but Christian not caring. So Christian immediately getting out of the matchup. Magnus wins. So we've had 2 matches here tonight, in which where it ends by disqualification. So hopefully we don't have that ending for the main event, and hopefully not for this Sheamus and Tyson Kidd rematch here as well. Well, of course, Sheamus did defeat Tyson Kidd in Superstar, so we see Tyson Kidd definitely wants some retribution here. Gonna have to try and see if he could get it. As here, back suplex from Kidd. I'm just impressed enough that he was able to lift up Sheamus off his feet. That's impressive in its own self. And now schoolboy rope from Tyson Kidd, but that is gonna be a rope break as Sheamus' hands was touching those ropes. And now Tyson Kidd missing spin heel kick. Sheamus about to go off the ropes for a second, at least I thought. And now Tyson Kidd with the rope break from the sleeper hold. So far, both men close to the ropes. They're going to have to get away from those ropes. As to Tyson Kidd, he was slightly away, but it looked like Sheamus could easily extend his arm right there. Tyson Kidd, upper advantage here against Sheamus. And to be fair, that is surprising in itself. You think Sheamus will absolutely demolish Tyson Kidd, but no, defiant spirit that Tyson Kidd does have inside of him. Is he going to try to pull off a great contest here against Sheamus? Cannot be sloppy. And going to easily try to pick up a victory, in which he could. He just had to use his athletic ability. But now the powerbomb from Sheamus could easily spell the end, but no, only a 1 count. Or at least that could have been like a 2.5, 2.5 for Sheamus, because that was a brutal powerbomb. One of the best ones in the game here today. And by in the game, I don't mean in the actual game. I mean in the wrestling industry. You know, you barely see Sheamus do a powerbomb. Whatever. You know, Baby suplex again. It's probably like 3rd or 4th one Sheamus has done here against Tyson Kidd. And so Tyson Kidd definitely going to be feeling the effects of those in the morning. And now Sheamus has him up, body slam into an armbar. Nice transition from Sheamus. Now Tyson Kidd, he's struggling a little bit. And now Sheamus going to try to rip off the arm off the socket with that armbar. The standing armbar. Has the elbow joint pointed down, trying to pull the pressure a little bit more on Tyson Kidd. And now simply kicks him and now picks him up. Oh man, Sheamus has Tyson Kidd. Irish curse backbreaker. Tyson Kidd, this is gonna be all she wrote, and it is. Irish curse backbreaker by Sheamus picks up the victory. The Irish curse backbreaker now moved to be reckoned with, and it picks up a victory for Sheamus. He defeats Tyson Kidd in Kidd's rematch. Anyway, I'm being told we're supposed to turn the camera angles backstage, and ladies and gentlemen, look at this. That's CM Punk and the Bird, the Real. Oh my god, how many of these do we have here tonight? This is the second one here. The Real. Apparently he was trying to attack Punk first, and now it's here. There's CM Punk. CM Punk retaliating. Is this going to be like Silas Young attacking Sami Zayn, but then CM Punk, being attacked by Bird, the Real, and then CM Punk going to retaliate against the Real, like what Zayn did to Silas Young? Let's look at that so far. See here, their upper hand. The Real has. And oh man, the Real with those brass knuckles waiting for and hits CM Punk right in the face with it, right across the head. And I'm gonna do it multiple more times. CM Punk catching the element surprise, multiple brass knuckle shots, triangle chokehold with those brass knuckles scraping across the forehead of Punk. Punk's probably not bleeding more than what he already has, and hit the back of the head. And the cross arm breaker right on the ground. Punk immediately getting out of that. The Real don't hook suplex. Almost putting Punk through a table. Multiple more shots of brass knuckles. This is brutal at this point. The Real not gonna let up here. Just trying to end Punk's career probably. Anyway, now remember, CM Punk did eliminate the Real from the Battle Royal, from the number 1 contenders WWE Championship Battle Royal. CM Punk delivered 2 GTSs and 3 high knees. He did like 2 GTSs and then 3 more high knees to take the Real out of the ring. The 3rd and final high knee, I believe, did the knee right to a draw. It did eliminate the Real. So the Real not too happy about that. But remember, CM Punk is the former WWE champion. But the Real mad about that. See, there was an explosion. CM Punk's face in a pool of his own blood. Del Rio, at this point, probably doesn't even feel anything. Probably doesn't even feel compassion for CM Punk. Because look at Del Rio just taunted. And the cross arm breaker shortly after that major explosion. And shortly after he did those couple arm drags to the table. And now look, the CM Punk can try to fight back here. But now Punk not able to fight back. Del Rio just gonna Irish whip him out of his way. Del Rio walking away. Most likely satisfied with what he just did against CM Punk. So, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, things quickly escalating here in Raw. Well, anyway, moving on to our main event. Intercontinental Champion, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley. His tag partner Chris Sabin has recuperated from the attack from the Miz. But now Chris Sabin, since him and Shelley are not necessarily in a tag team. Well, since Shelley is like the Intercontinental Champion, Chris Sabin, not necessarily, he's not necessarily being shown all that much. The last time he was shown was on Raw's Week 10 pre-show, which was Heat Episode 1, in which he won his matchup against MVP. I believe he won. Did he? I think so. Where now Alex Shelley can send over across all the ring posts. Immediately get back to the ring, didn't feel none. AJ Styles, number one contender for the WWE Championship. Alex Shelley, the Intercontinental Champion. This is non-title. It's a non-title matchup here. So if Styles does defeat Alex Shelley, he does not become the new Intercontinental Champion because of anything. Styles aiming for the WWE Championship. But remember, if he doesn't win the WWE title against Bobby Lashley at the Seal of Fate pay-per-view, you gotta think he's gonna be going for the Intercontinental Championship against whoever's the champion, either if it's Alex Shelley once he retains his title, or whether if it's MVP if he even does win the championship at the Seal of Fate pay-per-view. We don't know. Remember, match stipulations will be picked at random from a wheel, and so necessarily we don't know what the wheel will pick. I don't even know yet because I haven't even spun the wheel yet. We're gonna wait till after we do every episode on week 12. So we still got the go home show of Raw on week 12. Here right now, Alex Shelley off the back suplex, trying to gain the upper hand here. Does with a kick, and now Shelley having strike fest with Styles with the backside, almost picks up victory, but only a 1 count. Styles had that one scouted. The wrestling experience of AJ Styles is absolutely, and yes, pun intended, phenomenal. And now AJ Styles here, he's being somewhat impressive here. Anyway, and now never mind, Alex Shelley being impressive in this matchup. Both of these men have great wrestling abilities. So as you missed the dropkick, that's Alex Shelley. But now Styles just gonna fall down anyway to sell it. I don't know why, but now Styles just hit in air. Missed the spin heel kick. Alex Shelley saw that one coming a mile away. Both of these men, of course, great Ring of Honor talents at one point. Alex Shelley still in Ring of Honor with his tag partner Chris Sabin. But now this is not Ring of Honor, this is our version of Humorous Mode, I guess. I don't know. Where we got Ring of Honor, we got New Japan, we got TNA. Well, I guess you could say GFW, or I guess you could say Impact at this point. Also, of course, got the main one, WWE, stuff like that. So, I also got some PWG as well, so it's all good. Got some Neutron Ground as well, so that's good as well. Anyway, now school roll up from Styles. That's not going to count since that was on the ring apron. Styles going to have to get Shelley back inside the ring. It's on the ring apron, so submissions, pinfalls won't count on the ring apron. So Shelley is to make Styles tap out to the ankle lock, which of course he did, but if it was, it wouldn't count. Also, the sleeper hold, same case in points. So now AJ Styles here. Another schoolboy roll up. Get inside the ring if you want to pick up the victory, though, Styles. Full Nelson suplex. Alex Shelley now on Dream Streaks. And now AJ Styles has Shelley back inside the ring. Never mind. Get back inside the ring. Oh, come on, they're back on the ring apron. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta think if Alex Shelley is to lose this match against AJ Styles, definitely no shame in that since AJ Styles, he is the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Alex Shelley is the Intercontinental Champion. So you definitely gotta think Styles upper hand, and also because Styles is the better overall wrestler. Gotta think he has a higher overall than Alex Shelley, but of course, never count Alex Shelley out. Easy pull off victory, easy beat the underdog in this matchup. I see there Styles trying to do a Styles clash, but no. Alex Shelley suplexing AJ Styles back into the ring, and now Alex Shelley upper hand. As he has the momentum in this matchup with Styles, he is immediately back up. Now Alex Shelley has up Styles. Styles counters. Has him try to do a Styles clash, but no. And now German suplex counter from Styles. As he got away from German suplex from Alex Shelley. And now Shelley, he is busted open a little bit. And just like that, AJ Styles will victory roll from Shelley. But now that could have gotten Alex Shelley the victory probably if it was away from the ropes. Case in point, mistake. Double unhook suplex power bomb. And now Styles, he picks up the victory against the Intercontinental Champion. Number one contender for the WWE Championship, AJ Styles defeats the Intercontinental Champion, Alex Shelley. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was 30 minutes of Raw. I believe last episode was 29 minutes. So usually, like, the usual episode of Humorous Mode is usually like 32, 33, 34, 35 minutes. So and it's usually SmackDown that has the longer episodes. ECW usually have like some 18 to like 25 some minute episodes, and then Raw usually like has like some 30 minutes or like 32 usually. But we did have a 29-minute episode. For week 10, I believe. So, yeah. And then I believe week 9 was like half an hour, or if not, then 33 minutes, I believe. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this episode of Humorous Mode. GM modes, for SmackDown GM mode, I am getting too lazy for it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bother to record anything for GM mode today. And also, as of career mode, for Wrestling Revolution 3D career mode, I did do a recording last night. And then when I stopped the recording, it just didn't save to my gallery, and then I lost all the footage. As soon as I hit stop recording, it didn't save to my gallery, so that sucks. So once we go back to doing career mode, there's gonna be some good matches that you guys missed. You guys missed the 5-star matchup between me and CM Punk, in which basically me and CM Punk had a back and forth contest. It lasted for the whole 10-minute time limit, and also like for the last 2 minutes of the matchup where I was weak and so was CM Punk. AJ Styles came out and he helped me. He only did like one move on CM Punk, and then he didn't do anything else. He just like stood on the outside of the ring. And I tried to hit Styles, but then he like ducked and like went outside the ring, stuff like that. So yeah, and then you guys also missed another great 5-star matchup a rematch between me and Tommy Dreamer, stuff like that. So you guys missed a whole lot of stuff for career mode because all the missed footage. So that's great, and I lost my championship to Sami Zayn, and then after that, in a tag team rematch, I absolutely demolished Sami Zayn. I did host a kick party, so we should be challenging Sami Zayn again for the title. And that we have that scheduled matchup, and I believe that will be the first matchup once we do another episode of career mode. So yay! Thank you guys for watching this video. Catch you all in the next one, and goodbye.